Halloween has always been my favorite night of the year. It's the one night when shadows feel alive, when you can hide behind a mask and nobody questions who you are. But last Halloween, I learned that some people don't take off their masks when the night ends. Some keep them on because there's nothing underneath. My name is Eli Carter. I'm 27 and live in a small town called Renfield, population just under 4,000. Every year, the town throws a huge Halloween street fair. Costumes, candy, live music, everything you can imagine. I worked part-time at the parks department, so I helped set up the booths that morning. By night, the main street was glowing orange from the hanging lights. Fog machines poured smoke around the food stalls and kids darted between people in their costumes. It felt like something out of a dream. Around 10 that night, the crowd started to thin. I was standing near the old church, watching the last of the fireworks fade, when I noticed someone across the street. He was tall, maybe 6'5", dressed in a black suit and wearing a plain white mask. No design, no expression, just a blank face staring from under the streetlight. He didn't move, didn't talk, just watched. At first, I thought it was a performer, maybe part of the event, but the longer I looked, the less sense it made. He was completely still. When I blinked, he was gone. I told myself I was tired and kept working. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that someone had been standing just a little too close behind me all night. By 11, I was on my way home. I lived about 15 minutes outside of town, down a wooded back road that didn't get much traffic. Halfway through the drive, I saw something up ahead. Someone walking along the side of the road. At first, I thought it was a trick-or-treater heading home late. But as I got closer, my headlights lit up that same black suit and the same white mask. He was walking slowly, like he had nowhere to be. I drove past him, my heart pounding. In my rearview mirror, I saw him turn his head just enough for the mask to face the car. I didn't stop. I told myself I was imagining things again. Small town, right? Maybe someone was playing round. But when I pulled into my driveway, there were wet footprints leading up to my porch. My house sat alone at the edge of a wooded hill, usually peaceful. That night, it felt wrong, too quiet. I locked the door, drew the blinds, and tried to shake it off. I made some tea and sat on the couch, scrolling through my phone. Then came the sound 3 slow knocks. I froze. The porch light was off. The front camera had gone offline earlier that day. I got up, went to the window beside the door, and peeked through the curtain. No one there, but when I looked down, there it was. A white mask lying face up on the doormat. I opened the door just enough to see it better. The mask was cracked down the middle, like someone had snapped it in half and carefully set it there. No note, no noise, just the mask, wet from rain. I left it outside and locked every door and window. But I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was still out there waiting in the dark. Around 1 in the morning, my phone buzzed. Unknown number, no message, just a photo. The picture was of my house, taken from the woods behind it. The porch light, the cracked mask, even the half-drawn curtains, all visible. I ran outside with a flashlight, scanning the tree line. The forest looked endless, just black shapes and shifting shadows. Then I saw it, a faint glint between two trees. Something reflective, like the smooth curve of porcelain catching moonlight. I yelled out, asking who was there. No response, just silence. Then footsteps. Slow, getting closer. I aimed my flashlight. Nothing. But when I turned back toward the house, the front door was open. I ran inside. Everything looked normal. No one there, no footprints. But the mask was gone. I grabbed a kitchen knife and dialed 911. The operator told me to stay quiet and hide. I crouched behind the couch, the phone trembling in my hand. Then I heard it again, that slow, heavy breathing. It wasn't coming from outside anymore. The breathing stopped. Then a whisper came from the dark. "Nice mask, isn't it?" I bolted from my hiding spot, ran to the back door, and burst outside. The cold air hit me like ice. I sprinted toward the road, flashlight shaking, calling for help. A minute later, flashing lights appeared at the end of the street. The police found the back door broken open and the power lines cut. Inside the house, every mirror had been covered with white cloths. On one of them, someone had written in black marker, "See yourself." The officers stayed for hours. They found muddy footprints but no suspect. The prints led into the woods and stopped at the old cemetery near town. They said they'd patrol the area, but nothing ever came of it. A week later, I moved out. I couldn't sleep in that house anymore. Every noise, every creak made my skin crawl. The police never found the man in the mask, if it even was a man. They said it might have been a prank, a local weirdo, or someone passing through. But I know what I saw. That blank white mask, too clean, too smooth, like a face that never belonged to anyone. Sometimes I still see it. In reflections. In windows at night. Always just far enough away to make me question if it's really there. People think monsters hide in forests or haunted houses, but sometimes they walk beside us on crowded streets. They wave, they smile, and when the mask comes off, you realize you were never looking at a costume. Stay safe this Halloween. And if you ever see a white mask lying on your porch, leave it there. Some faces should never be found. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one.